Hey, it's Carrie with Co.lective at lective.co, and today I'm going to talk to you about designer line sheets. All right, what is a line sheet? How do you use it? And what goes on it? Those are really important things when you're going to meet with a buyer. You need to have a line sheet no matter what your fashion collection is. So traditionally, it's called a line sheet because you put your line on a sheet of paper. So that's why it's called a line sheet, apparently. But obviously, depending upon the size of your line, it doesn't have to be on one sheet. You definitely want to try to condense it to a couple pages, have several styles on one page. But again, it doesn't have to be on one sheet. It all depends on how big your collection is. So difference between a line sheet and a lookbook are pretty significant. So a lookbook is kind of the hook, the sexy images that get them to want to see the actual physical samples and want to know more about your product. And then a line sheet is the actual sales stats, like the actual information of how they would order it, what sizes does it come in, what are the measurements, etc. So what goes on a line sheet? Well, number one, you need to put the flats or sketches of your product onto the line sheet. Typically sketches are used instead of photos because it's an easier way to see the seam work, the piecework that goes into each product versus a photo. Your lookbook has all the photos, your line sheet should have the sketch or flat. Of course, the style name and style number or the product name, you have to be able to identify each product. That's very important. And then obviously wholesale price. They need to know what that costs, and MSRPs. So how much is it going to cost me? How much am I going to sell it for? And then there's a few things that kind of slip some people's minds that seem obvious, but you have to be thinking about them to put it on the line sheet ahead of time. It's very important. The size run. Does it come in 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 14? Does it come in extra small to extra large? What is the size run? If it's only one size, let's say it's a handbag, you should have the measurements or the dimensions of the handbag or maybe the length of the necklace in place of the size run because they need to know how big it is. Also, do I order smalls or do I order 4s? What do I order? And then it's a really good idea to have your size chart included in a line sheet. What are the measurements of your small? What are the measurements of your medium? And that's getting more and more important the more online shops that open because they need that to sell confidently to consumers online. They need to know what the price or what the sizing is. So you need sizing. Very important, you need the color and fabrication options. If it comes in more than one color, you need to list all the colors, and it's a great idea to have the swatch or the color options right there in front of them. And then fabrication, you want to include what that fabrication is. Is it 95% cotton and 5% spandex? Is it 50% cotton and 50% polyester, etc. You need to include that along with any care instructions, like is this dry clean only, is it hand wash only? Be surprised how important that is, how many buyers will ask that question. And then minimums. What are your minimum order for a buyer? Can they order 4 of this style? Can they order, do they have to order 10 pieces before you can put through an order? The minimums and the deliveries. Is this a spring collection? Will it ship March 1st through March 30th, etc. So there's a lot of information that goes on it, and believe it or not, there is no one standard template. It all depends on each different brand because each different brand, there's so many different products. So there's no one standard template. If you do want advice on, is my line sheet good enough? Is this ready for buyers? We can definitely help you out with that. You can send it to me. We can schedule a consultation, and we can get that going for you, tell you what you're missing, tell you what you should add. So check us out at lective.co. We have some really great modules you can download. You can do individual consultations with me. I'm Carrie, and definitely look forward to helping you launch your brand. Thank you.